Alright, so good afternoon, Rogan.
It's Mr. Paul to you.
Okay, well then, good afternoon, Mr. Paul. My name is Dr. Kenzie Schulz, but you can just call me Kenzie.
Can I call you K Shells? Come on.
Fine,
Maybe a lot.
okay. Alright, K. Schultz it is then. So, what brings you here today, Mr. Paul?
This is some BS, man. Mom and Dad think, my attitude's getting bad, and, they send me to the loony bin. For what? Being sick? I'm already sick AF.
Yeah, they recommended that you come see me for attitude and behavior problems. Could you clarify what they might have meant there?
They're probably just jealous that I got like 10 billion social media followers and they ain't got shit. Man, this sucks.
So, sounds like having a lot of social media followers is pretty important to you then?
Obviously, man. How am I supposed to know that I'm sick if I don't got 10 billion people following me 24/7, 365 every day?
And if they weren't following you all the time, would that bother you?
Obviously, K Shells. How are people supposed to know that I'm dope?
So you'd kind of miss feeling like you were important then. So has having a lot of attention always been something that's been very important to you?
Well, man, I'm usually the center of the room anyways, so, I don't even understand why you'd ask that question.
Right, so it's just sort of something you're used to even if you're not really sure why. Also, dude, we're inside, right? With the...
Fine.
So, tell me about your relationship with your family growing up.
Well, my pops, his name's George. He works for a big company or something like that. I think it's called YouTube. I don't know, something like that. I've heard it's pretty dope though. But yeah, he was traveling around a lot when I was younger, and I didn't really get to see him that often. Kind of sucked, but it was nice though because he wasn't home all that much, and we get to throw parties every weekend.
All right. So sounds like you didn't get a lot of attention from him that much. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but do you think you might have been using those parties to sort of replace that attention you didn't get from him?
Whoa, what are you trying to say right now?
Hey, it's okay for you to express yourself here. This is a safe place.
Whoa. I guess. I don't really know, because, fuck, I already been crazy anyways, but, there's only so much you can do on your own without your dad.
Right, yeah.
I can't tell. I don't have all the answers, man.
Yeah. So
what do you think what do I look like, Google? Psh, I Google.
Well, no, that'd get pretty confusing if your dad's like the president of YouTube. So you never really felt like you had the connection you wanted with him then?
Well, yeah, I guess. Mom's pretty chill and everything, but I never really got to do all that shit when all the other kids get to do. Play ball with your dad, and he'd come see my little league games, see me in the school play. That was pretty dope back then too. But you know what I mean? I didn't even get to play catch. He was off, making that dollar, but ain't no time for Rogan.
I see. So you said that your mom was pretty chill with you. So I was wondering if you could talk a little bit more about your relationship with her.
Oh, Summer? Oh, yeah. She's slamming big. It's my stepmom, actually.
Oh, okay.
Dad married her a few years back. You should see her, man. She could... This is crazy. I can't even believe that I can say this, but this woman can keg stand for 3 minutes straight. This is wild. I can't believe it. You know anyone else? Can you do that? Didn't even think so.
I don't think so, nah. And before her, you said something earlier about having a mom growing up.
What about it?
Can you tell me a little bit more about her, before Summer?
Yeah, I guess. I think her name was Judy.
Right.
Oh, she used to take care of me a lot because Dad was away. But, it made it hard for her as well because she was taking care of me and my brother Blake at the same time.
Yeah.
So, she can't take care of both of us that well. But I mean, it was nice to have a mom around. She dipped out back at some point, married something called a clinical psychologist, whatever that is. Something doctor, I can't remember what his name is, but
Alright, so sounds like you enjoyed your relationship with her pretty well until she left.
oh, I'll be honest, man. Like Judy was pretty sick.
Right.
It just sucked that she also dipped out pretty early. Like,
Okay.
I mean, having dad not be there enough, like, sucked. But like, it was nice when she was there to make up for it. But she dipped out, and it was pretty whack.
So it was especially hard when both of them were gone.
I mean, it was dope because the parties we were throwing were top notch. I'm telling you, top notch. But when they weren't there, I don't know. I don't know, man.
So you kind of started getting your happiness from like parties, wealth, possessions.
Well, I can't say much, man. I got it all. The Lambos, the houses, the women. I've got everything I ever want, man. Who would ever be anything but happy? You know what I mean?
Right, yeah. And so what about before you were famous? Like, did you still feel, on top of the world then?
Well, I guess I was still pretty sick, if I'm not gonna lie, but I mean, it makes it hard when you can't show people how dope you
Alright, so could you tell me a little bit more about before you were famous, Mr. Paul?
Sorry, just give me a sec.
Alright.
Oh, sorry, what were you saying?
I was just wondering about, like, before you were famous, how did you feel about yourself then?
Well, I mean, like, I was still pretty sick, you know what I mean? But, like, it's different, when you don't have the same amount of clout now. Like, I didn't really have anything to back it up, you know what I mean?
Back it up? Could you maybe clarify what you mean by that?
Well, I mean, okay, let's be real here. I've always been awesome. But it's different when you don't, have a Lamborghini in your garage and, a big fancy mansion, all these people telling you you're awesome. Like, it kind of helps to have all these people around you, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Does that answer your question?
Yeah, so sort of your sense of worth is kind of coming from other people's approval of you. Would you say that?
Man, like, it kind of helps, when you got 30 million something people telling you that you're awesome, every day of your life. How would you not think that you're awesome, man?
So, do you think you're awesome then? Like, regardless of what other people think, do you yourself feel
Do I think I'm awesome? Of course I think I'm awesome, man. What are you talking about? I'm going to look at you right now and ask you a question. Because I'm kind of getting sick of this therapist shit. Do you got a Lamborghini outside?
I do not.
Yeah, that's right, you don't. Do you know why you don't? 'Cause you're not as awesome as me.
So having a Lamborghini makes you more awesome.
Duh, of course.
Okay. And what would you say to people who sort of criticize you on stuff like that?
Do they got money like me? I mean, do they got all the money and followers that I got? Like, yeah, I guess, but
So you don't feel like they have really a place to criticize you? Is that what you're getting?
Well, yeah, I mean, they can't say shit. Can I be honest with you?
Okay.
Dr. K.
Definitely.
Dr. K. Schulz.
Yeah.
Man, you should change your therapist name to that. That'd be dope. But
I'll think about it.
yeah, I don't know, man. The car only says so much, and all the material, things. Like, I can't really tell myself I'm awesome every day when I wake up. There's so many people that, think I'm a monster, think I'm an idiot. And, they're very vocal about that. And It's hard, man. You know, you can have everybody in the world tell you that you're awesome, but it only matters what one person thinks about you, and that's yourself. And you know, man, I don't always feel that way. It's kind of nice to wake up and, you know, see a Lamborghini in the garage or the driveway, or, you know, like wake up in a big fancy mansion. Anything you could ever want, I've got it, but you know, I don't always feel that happy.
So all that stuff and all that approval kind of helps to drown out like how you feel about yourself.
I guess, man. But Keisha, why are you gonna make me feel bad, man? Yeah, it makes it difficult. You know what I mean? Like, wish I would have been a little bit more well equipped to deal with all this stuff. Maybe I would be doing a little bit better, but what can you do?
Yeah. So, I've really only got one big question left for you, Mr. Paul, and that's, are you happy with yourself and the life you lead right now?
Hell no, man.
No.
I'm gonna be honest with you, like, I wish I could have just grown up and been a normal kid, you know what I mean? Like, I know that I blew up and I got real famous, and you know, everybody's got an opinion about me now, whether it be a good thing or a bad thing, but like, you know, I never really had that normal life, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I'm not really a normal guy. Like, normal people don't have, you know, like 20-something million people tweeting at them, you know, in their DMs being like, you're the devil, you're a bastard, I wish you'd go to hell. You know what I mean? Like, that's not what normal people had. And I guess the fact that I've put myself on this kind of pedestal, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, maybe I wasn't ready for fame and any of this stuff. Maybe I should have just lived a normal life, you know.
Okay.
The nuclear family is what they used to call it.
Right.
When, you know, parents take care of their kids. You know, they don't let them run rampant with tons of money and no responsibility. I mean, it's hard thinking that, like, dad's spending more time away than he is with me.
Yeah.
And I'm now working essentially for him.
Yeah.
If he's the president of YouTube, I'm basically giving more time to him than he ever has to me. And that's bullshit, man. Like, you know, I haven't seen mom and I can't even remember how many years now. Like, you know, summer doesn't count. That's not mom to me.
Okay.
You know, dad's off doing whatever, and I'm left here to make all my decisions for myself. And you know, I haven't really been taught all that much responsibility, you know what I mean? Like, I'm struggling here, but you know, like, helps to be able to talk about it.
Yeah.
I've always felt not great.
Okay.
And you know, it helps to make yourself seem like you're more awesome than you actually are. And you know, then there's the real people that actually come out and, you know, tell you that you're a narcissist and all that shit. And that's the thing that stings the most. You know why?
Go on.
Because it's the realest thing.
Okay.
You know, people can view you as this awesome figure, but you know, it's the real criticism that sticks at you. And you know, I just wish I had a normal life.
So even though you try to sort of shut the criticism out, when you realize that some of it might be true, that's when it really, you know, affects you.
You know, my brother taught me this really, it's probably pretty dumb now in retrospect, the more that I think about it, but he always told me to dab on the haters, you know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
What if the haters stab back, man? What if the haters dab back? What do we do?
Exactly. All right. Well, I think it's getting close to, you know, the end of our time here today.
Mm.
But so what I'm gonna try to do is see if I can summarize what we've talked about today,
Mm-hmm.
and please just let me know if everything sounds about right and if I'm missing anything or messing anything up.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, you mentioned that you grew up with a father who didn't really give you nearly as much attention as you wanted him to and wasn't as close to you as you wanted him to be.
Mm-hmm.
But luckily, you had a loving mother, but unfortunately, she moved out when you were kind of young.
Mm-hmm.
So, to sort of try and replace the love that you wanted from them, and sort of to boost your own self-image, you gathered a bunch of popularity and a bunch of wealth. And so now that you're really famous, you feel attacked by people who criticize you. So you try to shut it out, but it really affects you when you start to think that some of it's valid.
You're right. You're right.
I'm here for you.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thanks for being here for me, Kenzie Schulz.
You're welcome, Mr. Paul.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. Let me know when you're free next, and we can definitely set up another time to talk.
Yep. Okay.
All right.
Sounds good.